Hello and welcome to the Sephirah Center of Shamanism. My name's Luke, experienced practitioner and mentor of the shamanic and occult sciences. On this channel, we break down all things relating to the ancient technologies of both shamanism and the occult, bringing them into balance with the modern psychology and deep psyche, so that you can effectively integrate these powerful teachings and practices into your day-to-day life and make real, tangible results with them. Today, we're going to be talking about the very interesting subject of entity attachment. We're going to be delving into what entity attachment really is. We're going to be looking at what astral parasites are. We're going to be understanding their relation to trauma, exposing any myths so that you can understand how to best approach them for your soul's evolutionary path. If this is something that you are interested in, then definitely stay tuned. Okay, entity attachment. Very interesting, but once again, very highly misunderstood concept within the New Age communities, particularly the shamanic and occult communities. Okay, there are a number of different ways to refer to an intrusive entity or parasitic being. Okay, in the shamanic traditions, typically they are seen as a fragmented spirit. So basically, a fragment of a spirit that used to be part of a source, but detached through trauma and now has to latch on to a resonant energy source in order to maintain itself. Yeah, that's one example. In the occult communities, typically they're referred to as the very common term astral parasite or imposter spirit. Yeah, imposter spirit because they are said to come through when you're trying to summon a different spirit and actually posing as that spirit that you are trying to summon. Okay. However, it's important to understand that how you perceive the spirit world is going to be dependent on you. Yeah, so if I'm perceiving a specific spirit, it's going to take a form that is resonant with an archetypal energy that is within my unconscious mind. Okay, so the spirit world is you, it is a part of you. Yeah, so when you're interacting with a spirit and you're perceiving a spirit, you are essentially interacting with a part of you. They have their own consciousness, don't get me wrong, but there is going to be a mirror there. This is the thing. So if you perceive a specific spirit, it's going to be mirroring something back to you. Yeah, that is within your own psyche. Yeah. So form is something that exists only on the physical, tangible experience, the physical, tangible reality. Yeah, you could call it the third dimensional level of consciousness if you want to be New Age about it. Yeah. Or if you were referring to Kabbalah, you could call it Malkuth, the earth plane. Yeah. There is no definitive form beyond the physical plane of existence. Yeah, there are various emanations all the way from oneness that beam down, taking stronger and stronger form before it manifests into a physical, tangible reality. Okay, so therefore, when you perceive the spirit world, you are perceiving it from your own eyes. Yeah, you're perceiving it as a projection of what exists within your own unconscious mind. Okay, so when we're looking at the concept of entity attachment or parasitic beings, when we understand the concept of all is within, then it completely changes the way that we look at these spirits. Yeah. In my work, many people have approached me claiming to be being attacked by various spirits or attacked by entities, or basically the moral of the story is that there's always something outside that is stopping them from attaining what they need to attain. Yeah. In the New Age spiritual communities, there's a lot of scapegoating that takes place. Yeah. When I say scapegoating, I'm saying projecting one's power into something that's outside and using that as a reason not to do what you want to do, or not to do what you have set out to do, or not to step into your power. Yeah. There's lots of these illusions, such as blaming it on AI, blaming it on 5G, blaming it on the government. Yeah, there is so much scapegoating that takes place, not just in terms of parasitic beings. Yeah, there are a lot of illusions within the New Age communities of separation. Yeah, and this comes from religious programming. Yeah, of seeing ourselves as separate from God, seeing ourselves as separate from the Creator, seeing ourselves as separate from the evil. Yeah, in other words, seeing ourselves as separate from the devil, seeing ourselves as separate from Satan. But what if you've come here to integrate the Satan that exists within you? What if you have come here to integrate the adversarial currents that exist within your psyche? Yeah. So what I've observed with a lot of the New Age spiritual communities, particularly the shamanic and occult communities, is that there is a huge illusion of separation here. Yeah. Of people claiming to be being approached by astral parasites, imposter spirits, all of that stuff. Yeah. Or entity attachment, something feeding off of them, something is trying to attack you, things like that. Yeah. All ways of projecting one's own power outside of oneself. Okay, so if we look at the concept of all is within, yeah, simply removing an intrusive entity that's drawn into you by resonance, in my experience, does not actually solve the problem. Yeah. So lots of people might approach a shamanic practitioner basically saying, I need you to remove the spirit from me, remove my dark energy. Yeah. Remove the dark energy and replace it with light. Yeah. Often, if we do that, we are removing our opportunity for growth and evolution. Yeah. If an energy has been attracted to you, it's been attracted to you for a reason, because it represents a part of you. It represents a part of your psyche. Okay. So if you try and get rid of that, or you continue fighting with that, yeah, you are always going to be fighting with yourself. There's always going to be something outside of you that you are going to be fighting. Yeah. There's always going to be something outside of you that you are going to be fighting. Okay. It's even on the level of protection. We need to protect ourselves from these entities. We need to protect ourselves from AI. We need to protect ourselves from 5G. Yeah. Why do you need to protect yourself from everything? Surely, if we're referring to the occult and aligning to our true will, that says that you don't feel safe. So then you need to delve into that and understand, okay, why do I feel like I need to protect myself from everything? And most importantly, has the trauma from your past created that imprint, created that belief that there is always something outside of you that has it in for you? Something outside of you that is going to try and ruin your process of evolution. Yeah. Is there always going to be something outside of you, according to the trauma from your past, that is going to try and stop you from attaining what you want to attain? We need to start taking responsibility for ourselves. Yeah, we need to stop projecting our shadows onto the spirit world and start using the spirit world as a mirror for our evolution. Okay, so astral parasite or entity attachment. Yeah. If there is apparently this entity within your field or within you that is trying to stop you from attaining something, the recipe is not, oh God, I need to quickly get rid of this. Because guarantee you, you will experience the problem again if you approach it in that way. What you need to do is understand the bigger picture. Yeah. If you've apparently got this energy that is around you that is trying to stop you from attaining something, you have to look at what is it trying to stop you from attaining. In other words, how are you restricting yourself? Yeah. In other words, you are creating the attachment. Yeah, you're creating the attachment. Your soul is orchestrating that attachment to help you to grow. You're not going to draw anything into your reality, any energy, any spirit, any parasite that you are not in resonance with. Okay. So when we start to really see the spirit world as all is within, yeah, then we stop operating from the place of separation. When we stop operating from the place of separation, we realize that what we are perceiving is simply a part of us. When we do that, there is nothing to be afraid of. If we are perceiving a part of us, there is nothing to be afraid of. We just have to be willing to listen to that part. Yeah. It all comes back to the inner child, realistically. Yeah. What creates the scapegoating in the first place is the ego not wanting to look at itself. So it's easier to project it onto something that's outside. Yeah. Those who may not be aware of the spirit world, the scapegoating can come through in other ways. Yeah, I'm going to project it onto the government. I'm going to project it onto this person. I'm going to project it onto something that's outside of me that's stopping me from attaining what I want to attain. Yeah. But you have to understand the mirror in that situation. You have to understand the mirror in that individual. Yes, you're not responsible, by no means responsible for what other people say or do. Yeah. However, you're drawing them into your reality. Therefore, they are an avatar of your shadow. Extremely controversial subject. Yeah. So the lesson in that example is acknowledging the mirror within that individual. Yeah. So it's the same with the spirit world. Yeah. If an entity attaches to us that's apparently trying to get energy from us, that is showing you that there is a part of you that does not feel safe to allow you to be in your power, at which point you need to let the part be heard. Yeah. And when I say part, it's going to mirror likely a child part that does not feel safe engaging in the work that you are engaging in. Okay. So if you continue to project your power onto an external entity, yeah, you will always lose. This is the thing. You are always going to be fighting something. This is when spirituality becomes a coping mechanism in its own right. Yeah, when spirituality becomes a coping mechanism to stop us from feeling something else, then it's a complete misunderstanding as to what these practices are really here for, and that is the uncovering of hidden truths, the integration of your shadow, the integration of your inner child, and ultimately the alignment and evolution of your soul. Okay, so perceive the spirit world as something which is an aspect of you. Yeah, if an entity approaches you, see the bigger picture. Yeah, understand that it's there for a reason. Yeah, in my experience, when you really sit with the emotions that are underneath and you welcome the child parts, you give them the space to express themselves and don't try and get rid of them or scapegoat something outside of them or outside of you to stop yourself from taking responsibility for it. Yeah, then often the attachment will have no reason to be there anymore. Yeah, the attachment will have no reason to be in your field because it will simply not be in resonance with you anymore once you have integrated the trauma that is behind it. So it all comes back to trauma. Yeah. If you're suffering, if you think that you're suffering with lots of entity attachments, so you're suffering with the attachments of energy or heavy energy or psychic attack, whatever that may be, yeah, all is within. Yeah, it all comes down to trauma. Yeah. Entities don't just attach to you for no reason. Nothing manifests in your life for no reason. It is your soul speaking to you. Yeah. Your shadow cannot interact directly with you, so it has to interact with you via what you experience around you. It's the ego that tries to separate us from that. Yeah, and the ego is not bad. We need it. Yeah, that's another thing. Stop trying to destroy the ego if you're trying to do that. Yeah, because the ego is simply trying to keep you safe. Yeah, a series of predefined computer programs that are just on repeat, trying to minimize the chaos that happened in the past. So if you've experienced trauma whereby something or someone outside of you is stopping you from attaining what you want to attain or taking your freedom away, and now you are experiencing entity attachment, then you can see the mirror there. Yeah, you can see the mirror there. The same goes for any other scapegoat. Yeah, AI, 5G. Yeah, you need to look at the bigger picture. What is your fear of this thing that is outside of you? Yeah, and how does that fear mirror what you've experienced in the past? And you will realize that you are projecting that fear onto this external thing, creating a story around it. Yeah, and then living your life, projecting the trauma of your past onto external things. Yeah, and then there's no moving forward. There's no growth in that. Yeah, because then, okay, you might remove that entity or you might remove this entity. Okay, done. But if the trauma has not been dealt with, if you haven't integrated the part that is behind it, then something else will occur. Yeah, whether it's another attachment. Yeah, whether it's a situation that gets pulled into your life through resonance to get you to look at those parts. Okay. So, the main message of this video is entity attachment or astral parasite attachment or whatever you call it, and any intrusive energy for that matter is a mirror of your trauma. Yeah, it all comes down to repressed trauma. Okay, and the only way to really alchemize these types of energies is to look at what's underneath, observe the part that this represents, be honest with yourself and look at your trauma, okay, and meet the needs of the parts, the child parts that are behind it, that are simply wanting to get your attention. That's all it is. Okay. So I think that is the main message for this video. Okay. My work with both shamanism and the occult is focused towards this. Okay. So if you feel that you are suffering with these types of problems, yeah, my approach could be of service to you. Yeah, however, we're not going to be focusing on the surface level. So if somebody comes to me with an entity attachment, the focus is not on the entity, the focus is on what is behind it. So if this is work that you are called to do, to really use these things as an opportunity to delve into yourself, then you are free to book a call or a mentorship with me. Okay. So if this video was useful to you, then definitely hit like, definitely subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.